Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to be here today with you. I have been seeing copies of many of the virtual concerts that have been done. And so I know that there's been some great concerts done. Lucky you if you were able to have your concert live and with an audience. But yeah, things have not changed a whole lot from 2020 to 2021. It's still difficult. And now we've got to survive until Christmas break happens, till the holiday break happens. And some of you will be done at the end of next week, and some will be going in for another week after that. So I've got some ideas to help keep your sanity through this period. So number one for me would be to have the kids sit down, watch the concert, and do a self-evaluation of their performance in the concert. If you've done a virtual concert and the kids haven't seen the other grades perform, they will enjoy seeing kids they know from other grades in the performance. So I'm going to show you on Musicplay online where you can find some good concert evaluations. If I go to the song list and I go to grade 3, the very first song in grade 3, I like singing and you like singing and we like singing together. Fun little song. It's got kazoos, and I show you in this video how to make kazoos, but it's got and evaluate the performance, printable, and that same thing will be found in the concept slides. So you copy this for every student, or you simply project it and discuss the questions. So question 1, listen to your performance, answer the questions. Did you use good diction? Yes, no, sometimes. What could you do to help the audience hear your words more clearly? And of course, we would then talk about consonants and matching vowels. And when you listen to the recordings of the kids, you hear this better than when you're actually teaching them. So did your class match pitch? And again, that'll be a yes, no, or sometimes. Did the class all breathe in the same places? Did the class sing the phrases the same way? So phrase endings together. And some of these things might be good to do even a week before the concert next year. And those are things that you can work on to improve performance. Did the voices sound nicely blended, or were there individual voices that you could hear? When I talk about blend in a choir, I used to use the analogy of making a cake. I should use the analogy of making cookies, because I've made a lot of Christmas cookies in the last 2 weeks. If I dumped into a bowl my 5 cups of flour, my 2 cups of sugar, my 4 eggs, my, what else do I put in? Baking powder and my salt, and I didn't mix them up, would they make good cookies? No. I have to mix those ingredients up, and then they will make quite delicious cookies. And that's what blend does in the choir. If you have one voice that's sticking out here and another voice that's sticking out there, it won't sound as beautifully blended as it would if everybody's trying to make their voice sound like everybody else's. I have a story that I tell about the Red Deer Children's Choir when I was directing it. I had a little girl named Margaret, and Margaret was a sweet little girl and was a mile off pitch when she joined us. She wasn't from my school, I will qualify that. All of grade 2, a mile off pitch. Grade 3, getting a little bit closer. Grade 4, one day I had kids singing individual phrases to see how well they were matching pitch, and she was perfectly in tune. And I said, Margaret, you matched pitch 100% perfectly. And she looked at me and she said, but I can't hear myself. And that to me was a real aha moment. When you blend really well, sometimes your voice blends in so well, you don't hear yourself. And that makes a really good choir. So were the vowels all the same? Was the tone beautiful, or was it sometimes shouty? If you were on Musicplay Teachers Group on Facebook and saw the performance of the kindergarten class doing Snowflakes Are Falling, that was a really good example of shouty. It was so hysterical. It wasn't their final performance, it was their practice, and I'm sure they got better. But it was really a wonderful post. Kindergarten are kindergarten, and that's what they do. Did the class maintain a steady beat and perform rhythms accurately? And this one is specific to I Like Singing. Could you hear the dynamic contrast at the end of the song? I'd change that one. Could you hear any dynamic contrast in the song? So that, I'll just go over this for anyone who's joining us late, is song number 1 in grade 3. And here in the printables, we have this evaluated performance. There is another example in grade 3 of the song Seasons. So if I go back to my search and I search the song Seasons, this performance evaluation is a very simple one. 3 stars and a wish. Think of 3 things you liked about your performance and write them next to the stars. And what would you want to do differently if you performed it again? What is your wish? And that's always interesting because the kids might have very same perspective as you. They might have a completely different perspective than you do. So that would be my number 1 activity after concert is over. Show them a video of the concert and do some performance evaluations. Good use of time. They like to see the whole performance again. They love seeing themselves. So next suggestion of things to do after the concert is over, go into the games and play online games. We have a very fun new space music adventure game. The trivia wheel game is a great game. And options, all of these options are good for little people. And we have options with the rhythms level 1, notes on the staff, symbols, tempos levels 2 and 3. Those are really good for your older students. So let's look at tempo level 3, just because I haven't seen it lately. We can check how to play, but we're going to start. I spin the wheel. And the question comes up. This is Team 1's question. Which term means to speed up the beat? Is it retardando or accelerando? Hold up 1 finger or hold up 2 fingers, Team 1. And if they answered it correctly, they got 800 points for that question. So we spin again. Now it's Team 2's turn. And they get a 500-point question. Which tempo means to play or sing slowly? Is it moderato or is it adagio? Hold up your fingers. And if I see 2 fingers, I'll click adagio, and that's right. So there will be 10 questions in total. And if anybody that's listening has a question bank, I can turn the music off too. If anyone has a question bank that they would like us to add to either Trivia Wheel or Space Adventure game, we certainly can. Another game that I have always done in my own teaching, and I did it the last class before holidays every year, was the instrument bingo games. And I really like these. So I'm on classroom instrument bingo. That's good for your littles because it only involves 9 instruments. But if you want to challenge your older students, then you can play the actual instrument bingo. And this one has 16 things. There is a print version of this available. So if you want to have kids play as individuals or pairs of students and cover with bingo chips the actual cards, you can do this. And I want to have a look. We do have those cards here. So what you could do is just go through the bingo game and you can print out these cards, give them to your students, and they can play. I find having the kids pair up is a really good strategy for your really struggling students that don't know. The stronger ones can help them. But you make the pairs, don't let the kids pair themselves up, because you don't want a struggling and a struggling together and a strong together. You want to mix up the strong and the struggling students with that. So you can download these and play it as an individual game. If you want the cardstock already printed, we do have that on store.musicplay.com, I think is what our new website is. So that's the instrument bingo game. I found if I did this really from the time, probably from 2nd or 3rd grade on, every time we had a school break, that when my kids chose their band instruments, they knew those instruments by sight and by sound. And I didn't want them picking a trumpet and band if they didn't know what it sounded like. So that was always my reason for doing the instrument bingo. So those are just 3 of the games in the game section. There is a new game coming. I'm not sure if it'll get on this week. It probably will actually make it on this week. And it's called Coconut Chaos. And it's a bit like Staff Wars. A coconut goes across, that's the note. And if you name it correctly, if you miss the note, the monkey gets hit in the head with the coconut. And if you get the note wrong, the banana peel lands on the head of the koala. So it's a fun game. The same designer who built Space Music Adventures has built it. I love the sound effects in this. I love the game. And I love all the different things that I can do with it. Let's try some addition, music math addition. This is the only game on the site where we have music math. So this is a good thing. So 1 beat plus 1 beat equals 2 beats. And this is going to be 2 beats as well. Kids like the sound effects. Oh, this is an interesting one. This is 4 beats. And 1, 2, 3, 4. This is something that we haven't done anywhere else on the site. So it's a good scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we blast off and we take off towards the planet. I really do like this game. I think it's really quite fun. So online games, good week to play games after you're finished your concert. We have a game called Four Corners, and you will find Four Corners in the instruments unit. Oops, wrong place, units. And if I go into orchestra, somewhere in here should be the printables for the Four Corners. And if they aren't, I will add them when we're done. There's the instrument bingo cards again. Okay, Four Corners isn't here. All that Four Corners consists of is the name of the instrument families. So string family, brass family, woodwind family, percussion family. And then you use the music in What Instrument Do I Hear as your selections. So I'm going to go to What Instrument Do I Hear? There's the demo. Here's the game. Or I could use the assessment actually as far as that goes. But I'm going to use the game. What Instrument Do I Hear? And what you do is you could play some theme music in the background, and you give the kids about 10 seconds to head to their corner. So I wouldn't necessarily even project this game while I'm doing it. I just want it as a sound source. So I could stop projecting and just use it as my sound source, but I'll show you how it makes sound. So I put on some theme music. The kids have 10 seconds to get to their corner, and then I play the example. And if you had walked to the percussion family corner, you would be out and you would sit down in the middle. You play your theme music again, and the kids walk to one of those 4 corners. So I'm going to skip that one, and I'm going to go to the next. And if you did project, the kids would have a good idea. It's either going to be woodwind, brass, or strings. They would know it wasn't going to be percussion. So I would not project while I'm doing this. I just use this as my sound source. And then we play, and that is a saxophone. So if the kids were at the woodwind family, they would sit down. It doesn't take all that long until game is over and they play again. But this is a good sound source. That's another woodwind. That's another woodwind. And there we have a string. And we have a percussion again. So great sound source for playing 4 corners instrument families. There are 4 corners rhythms that you can work on, and I'm aiming to get those up on the site in 2022. That year sounds funny to me. So I wanted to go to the Jingle Bells game. And we do have Jingle Bells in pre-K, and it's a slow, easy to sing version for the kids. But I think for the game that I'm going to suggest, you don't even necessarily need to use recording. So you can hear the tempo's nice and slow. So this game was actually suggested on the Musicplay Teachers group on Facebook. So you form 2 circles, and circle 1 and circle 2, and you give each circle a jingle bells, and you have the kids pass the jingle bell from child to child while you play the recording. When you stop the recording, whoever's holding the jingle bell stands up and switches with the person in the other circle that also got caught holding the jingle bell when the song stopped. So you can use the recording certainly, and wherever you stop it, I'm pass, 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 and it stopped. I would stand up and I would switch with the person in the other group who had the jingle bell. This is a really, really easy game, but the kids really, really enjoy it. So that's on my daughter's list to do in the week before, after her concert. Her concert has gone out now, and this is what she's going to do in the last week of classes. That's one of the things. So I have another Jingle Bells game. This is an older resource. This is the K-3 Christmas concert ideas. And many of these songs are already on the site, so don't go out and buy the book. But in this one, the kids sit on the floor with a leader in the middle. You divide the class into groups, and you name the groups Snow, Horse, Bells, Ride, Fun. Let's go over those again. Snow, Horse, Bells, Ride, Fun. And then you sing Jingle Bells a cappella. And whenever you come to one of those words, the group that is assigned that word stands up, turns around, and sits down. So I'm going to be Snow. You can choose which word you're going to be. And just in case you're looking here, I'm going to write them on the board here. Okay, so the words are Snow, Horse, Bells, Ride, and Fun. And on the word sleigh, everyone stands up and turns around. So sleigh is the special word that everyone has to stand up for. So my poor croaky voice that didn't get fixed by surgery, I have to sing way down, lower than I want to, but let's try. Dashing through the snow in a one horse, that group would go. Open sleigh, everybody goes. Or we don't have fields in here. Fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells, if you're in that group, up you get, turn around and sit down. On bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun. There's another one of the groups that has to go. It is to ride and sing a sleigh in song tonight. So you can assign more words if you want to make it even harder. But that's one that gets your kids up, moving, and having a little bit of fun with Jingle Bells. And of course, there's the Jingle Bells dance that is in pre-K. That's always a fun one for the kids to do too. So that's the Jingle Bells game. Centers. This does not seem intuitively like something that's easy to do after your concert is done. But if you have the centers made up, I store mine in great big Ziploc bags. And if your centers are done, that my daughter swears by this. She says, this gives me a rest. The kids know what to do because she's done centers before. And she says they just go to the centers and they play, and I kind of sit back and monitor the whole thing. And I don't think she's got She's got good kids, really good kids, and she's a strong teacher, but she's trained them well. So these are the centers that Stacy made and Stacy uses in her own class. So she's got a set for kindergarten and grade 1, and she's got a set for grade 2 and 3. And of course, you can't use these this year. They won't get shipped to you in time. There is a download version, and you don't want to be making these up if you haven't made them already, because they are work to make the first time. But once you've got those made, set your centers out. Now, if you don't have, this is another set of centers that I really like. These are rhythm dice games, and they were made by a local music teacher, Lil Turquare, and they come with 25 actual dice. And those are double what you need to play all the games that are in there. And there's 10 games in here, so there's lots and lots of them. If you don't have centers already built, make a coloring center. I'm going to show you where we've got some nice coloring pages for the Nutcracker. Make a center with games. And if you've got some school iPads, you put those iPads at the center, you line up the Musicplay online games, and those can be a center for you. Use things that are already done and on the site. Worksheet centers are fine. Kids don't mind doing those at all. Make a composition center. You can go to any reading song, any single reading song on the site, and I would pick something that the kids have done in the fall and pull off the composition activities. I'll show you an example. Okay, I am going to go to Ikabaka. The soda cracker in Ikabaka is referring to the saltine cracker that was invented in 1876. Am I right, Danae? Something
I think
like that.
somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there. So we do have an about the song on this song, but I think this song, soda cracker, is not a derogatory term. I think it is referring to the saltine cracker. But the song, Ikabaka soda cracker, Ikabaka boo, Ikabaka soda cracker, out goes you. And I will show you what one of our teachers did with the song sort activity. This one is really easy to make because you just cut along those lines. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 lines per page. I have made a class set of these in 10 minutes. I'm not giving you anything today that's going to take tons of time. You have the kids recreate the song, assuming that you've taught it this fall. That would be a good thing to do. And then the kids figure out a way to play it. And this little group, this is what they did. So that's how one group decided that they were going to perform it. So if you made that a composition center or a notate the song center, you could have them do it. In all of these beat and rhythm worksheets, we also have, and I'll go along the side here, we also have notes to cut out. So you could cut these out. You could double them if you want 16 beats, or just go with 8 beats. And the same idea. You copy them onto cardstock, and then you go cut, 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 and you've got umpteen sets of them. And you really only need a few sets if you're doing centers, because you're going to have 4 or 5 centers. And then the kids create their rhythm composition, and then they figure out how they're going to play it. Shh. Shh. So a composing center, easy to do. And these are available for every single reading song in the whole program. Let's see, I am sharing right now. That centers. Happy Holidays unit. There are gems in here that I don't even know are here. So go into units and festivals and holidays, and we're looking for Happy Holidays. So a teacher posted today on the Musicplay Teachers Group on Facebook that she'd done the Christmas caroling with her kids, and they had loved it. Give yourself permission to do something easy. This is a really easy lesson. It's got 13 songs. The kids are going to sing along and make up actions as you go, but give yourself something easy to do. This is done, planned for you. The whole Jingle Bells unit is fun. So there's Jingle Bells about the song, but there's other things that we can do as well. And here is a cup game to Jingle Bells if you want to take it one further. There is ORF arrangements here. And again, I've been sent this week some beautiful performance videos. I was sent Holiday Magic. It was a grade 2-3 class. They did a beautiful job of it with movement and scarves and singing. Again, for myself, often I found if I just teach right up to the last day before the holidays, it's easier for me than trying to do fun activities, but that is entirely up to you. So the ORF arrangements are there. Jolly Old St. Nicholas, this rhythm composition, again, a teacher sent us a couple of weeks ago, or posted on the Musicplay Teachers Group, her students' compositions that they had done. And so the music for Jolly Old St. Nicholas is given here, and the idea is that they compose their play-alongs, and then you play along with the music. So we have given you an optional rhythm play-along, and the music is kind of a fun arrangement of it. So that's a play along, but you don't project it. You have the kids instead do their own rhythm play alongs with the music. It came upon a midnight clear, Carol of the Bells. We've got lots of song activities here. Carol of the Bells, students have really enjoyed the compare styles in the Carol of the Bells. So here's the worksheet where they describe the tempo and dynamics of the music. And then the two arrangements are really quite different. So I'll let you explore those on your own. Lots of holiday play-alongs that you can do as well. And then these listening activities are here. So Happy Holidays unit has some gems that you will find. I'm going to go into units again, and I'm going into the Nutcracker unit. So Nutcracker is in listening units, and here it is. And I've just added two things to it. So one that we've added is Nutcracker coloring pages. So this is what they look like. They tell the whole story of the Nutcracker. And I was just called into, oh shoot, we just tested this. Okay, it's reloading. Okay, there we go. So you can download, print these out. So this is the Nutcracker story, and it tells the story, and each of these pages are to be colored. So this is what my 6-year-old granddaughter did. She's a good little reader, and she was able to actually read this to me as well. And then page 2, in her dream, she was woken by mice. So we have the mice. The Christmas tree grew tall, so it's bigger. The evil Mouse King led the army of mice and tried to kidnap Clara and take her to the Mouse King's kingdom. We have a pretty tame version of the fight between the Mouse King and the Nutcracker and the soldiers. And then we have a visit to the land of the sweets. And at the end, she woke up with her new friends gone and her family around her. She was left with her Nutcracker doll. So this, again, I think is a really good activity. It's teaching kids about the Nutcracker, but it also, that could be a whole class for you. And I did it with my first grade granddaughter, but I think you could do it grade 1, 2, 3, probably up and into 4, maybe even 5. My daughter's showing it to all her kids, and she teaches K 1, 2, 3, and 4. And she said 20-minute chunks is working for her. The kids are actually quite enjoying the full-length ballet performance. So just Google it. She's actually showing it from her Amazon Prime account. And so Amazon Prime is going to be high def. It's going to be a nicer quality one. And of course, you could go through and do any of the Nutcracker activities that you haven't done yet. So instrument activities, if you want to get out the instruments and let the kids try something. We have holiday activities in body percussion, in boom whackers, in bucket drumming, and in unpitched. So if you go into body percussion and then select holiday, there's all of our body percussion ideas. And I still haven't had anybody send me the Sing Noel challenge version. It's hard. I haven't learned it myself yet. That's going to be my project, I think, before Christmas holidays. The Jingle Bells body percussion in November, I pretty well got this one down, but they're challenging. In boom whackers, again, if I go to holiday, I will have lots of holiday boom whackers. So even if you haven't done boom whackers all fall with your kids, this might be a fun time to get them out and get the kids playing. And in each of these, I'll show you Du Viens. We have a video version, and we also have, oh no, I guess it's all video. I thought we had concept slides here, so I guess we don't. So we have kids notes and we have colored notation. And if it goes too fast for your kids, slow it down. I'm going to go really slow because that's one thing with boom whackers and kids. A good idea is if they can't keep up, and here we go. F, A, G, E, F, C, F, A, G. And on that G, I would be doing a tremolo to show that it's a longer note value. So I would do part 1, then I would try part 2 if you've got a good grade 5 group, and then I would put them together. So boom whackers, lots of challenging, nice challenging little pieces. If I go back to instruments, bucket drumming and unpitched both have holiday ideas. So bucket drumming, if I select holiday, I've got all these songs. And if I go to unpitched, I've got holiday concert ideas here. We've done a simple version of the rhythm band for the Christmas ABCs. Just one candle is quite easy, and the rest of them are going to be challenging for you. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. And my number 10 suggestion, and I do this every year, is review and request. It's such an easy thing to do. And I just ask the kids, what songs did you really enjoy in the fall? And would you like to do again? And then I go to the board and I write down all their suggestions, and then we take a vote on it. How many want to do this one? And we count the hands and we sort of order them as by the ones that are the most popular. And I'm always surprised to learn what songs have been my students' favorites, because sometimes it's not things that I thought they were really enjoying in class at the time, but it's something that they really liked and they enjoy reviewing it. It's good review for the kids, so it's a really good use of their time. And it's really good for me as a teacher because it shows me what the kids like and what the kids don't like. So I would like to invite anybody who's got other ideas. We want you to all feel free to come in and be panelists. Raise your hand if we haven't got you in the picture yet, and we'll make you a panelist. You can put suggestions in the chat, but I'd love to see your suggestions for what you would like to suggest for other teachers doing at this time of year in December. You're tired, kids are tired. What are you doing to keep your sanity? So feel free to put your hand up, unmute, and share with us. We've got participants here that aren't panelists yet. So if you have ideas, you just have to go to click raise your hand. We'll make you a panelist. And if you don't want to be seen, just go ahead and put it into the chat. Okay. Let's see. Nutcracker video is working for me. So Geraldine, are you doing the full length Nutcracker with your students? And which version of the Nutcracker are you doing? If you don't mind answering that one. And I'd love to have anybody else's suggestions as to what's working for you in your classes right now. Okay. Nice to see everybody. Is there anybody who has questions? Danae, I haven't seen any questions in the chat.
Yeah, I don't see any questions in the chat or on YouTube, but it looks like we do have some people who had just accepted panelist role. So I'm not sure if they've got questions or if you just wanted to participate.
Yeah, this is great. So Linda Chamberlain, lots of bell activities. Are you using the Boomwhacker music for your bells? I'd be interested to know. Are you, I don't know if you're a panelist yet or not. Okay. Oh, Martha, I'm glad the handout is helpful. This is what I'm doing to plan my newsletter and plan my handout. So yes, kindergarten. Okay, so Geraldine, you're using the one I just showed, the 1993 NYC. And I think chunking it bits at a time makes it really doable. In 2022, we're going to have the composer videos on the website. So Beethoven Lives Upstairs, Bach's Fight for Freedom, Handel's Last Chance. And I've done them as low as grade 2. But with the grade 2s, I chunked 15 minutes. And that was plenty of them. Oh, good. The grade 4s and 5s are loving the We Wish You a Merry Christmas 7s pattern and the Jingle Bells drumming. So the 7s pattern, I have to think where we put that. I think that's in the modules. Am I right? Danae, do you know where we have the 7s? We Wish You a Merry Christmas.
I think it's in the bucket drumming modules or the unpitched modules.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look in Discover and I'm going to look it up and see if I can find it that way. Okay, it's in the Happy Holidays unit and it's under, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's about 10 down in the Happy Holidays unit. So I found it. And actually, I should show you because if you're looking for something and you haven't used that Discover search engine, it's amazing. So I went to Discover. I searched for We Wish 7s. And the result is Happy Holidays. So I know it's there. And it's going to be in the learning module as well. But Happy Holidays is where I would suggest you go because I think this might be deleted next year, not this year. Certainly not while we're still in the middle of Christmas. Nutcracker plates, scarves, kids enjoy. So if you haven't tried them yet and you're finished your concert, go ahead and try it. And then we can, then you might get ideas for next year. The Snowman movie, is that the one? I think I know which one you mean. It was our symphony did it here just the year before COVID, and it was beautiful. And I think it was called The Snowman, I think is what it was called. Okay. Raymond Briggs, I'm not sure what that means. My kids love the Parade of the Wooden Soldiers plate activity and done it up to grade 3. So again, if you look for the Parade of the Wooden Soldiers, in the Discover, I know it's in kindergarten, but as with everything, you can often do it higher up. So it's in the kindergarten lessons 13, 14, 15 in the learning modules. And here's the song. And this is the plate demo. I wore my nice red jacket that day. And those ones are easy because you just have to copy what I'm doing. Okay. So if we have no further questions, do you see any questions, Danae, or suggestions? Yeah, the plate.
Not in particular. Oh, Raymond Briggs was the author of The Snowman.
Okay.
Yes. It was the one dancing through or walking through the air or walking in the
Yeah.
air. If
Yeah,
that
yeah.
song
Oh,
that
it
comes
is
to mind
so,
immediately.
so beautiful. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you can find it on YouTube. The last time I looked for it, it was there. But it seems that those really popular ones from YouTube, when I try to link them through SafeShare, they eventually just get slapped down and they don't let me leave them on the website. So thank you everybody for joining us. If you have any more suggestions for teachers, Musicplay Teachers Group on Facebook, absolutely, and post what's successful for you, because I got lots of my ideas for this from the Musicplay Teachers Group on Facebook. They're a wonderful group. Thanks everybody.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Denise. Have a great
Happy
day.
holidays, everybody. I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful break, and I hope you keep your sanity until the break happens.